What's up, everybody? Welcome to Snow University. I'm Cameron Hogate with Gravel Boss and RC Home Solutions, and who knows what else company by the time you are watching this. What I want to go into is for all of the new guys or people who are somewhat new to snow removal that want to learn how to run more efficiently, I'm going to start this video series that I'm going to just call Snow University. For no reason other than I don't really know what else to call it. If you have been in the industry for a long time and know a lot about snow removal, then this probably is not going to be very, very helpful to you. If you are new or looking to get into it, then that is what this is geared for. I am not holding myself out necessarily as the end all be all of snow removal knowledge, but I have done it for 11 years, 7 of which has been for myself, and we have managed to figure out how to run a very profitable snow removal business. A couple things to note: I am in Alaska, so we get a lot more snow here than a lot of places. Additionally, any numbers that I'm throwing out are not going to be accurate. They're not even accurate for me. I sort of took a peek at my P&L and then tried to adjust to how this would look for an owner operator who's just starting out, mainly doing residential and small commercial. None of this will include like large commercial sites. None of this will include having employees, though we might touch on that slightly later on. But it's going to look into like how it is if you're a subcontractor and that sort of thing. This is going to be multi-part, but this first video I assume is probably going to be the most popular, so I'm going to kind of hit all of the topics in this video, and then I'm going to in the future videos dive into each one, which will be basically pricing, route planning, how to sell your jobs, how to bid your jobs, like, and all these sorts of things. But I'm going to touch on a little bit all of it now. So what I want to get into first, as always, because money is the reason that we do everything, and I'm sure people who watch all of my YouTube videos are tired of me talking about money, but we're going to talk about that to start with. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I have, let's see here. All right, so we have our screen pulled up. So this is like a sample profit and loss that I have pulled up here. And what I want to get at is, actually, let's make this a little bigger. Is this is probably what yours is going to look like if you're a new owner op just starting out at the business. Okay. So like at the end of the year, when you're looking at a P&L, if you don't know if you don't know what this is, gross sales is just like the number of the amount of money that you collected, and then you subtract all of your expenses from that. Okay. So you have gross sales, inventory, which would be like salt, is what I have this listed as, which actually that should have been here, but that's irrelevant, though I'm going to fix it because it bothers me. Okay. And then you have down here, you have all of your actual expenses. And I, when I was looking at my real P&L, I tried to pull out like what I would spend if I was starting over with just me and a truck and kind of what this would look like. Okay. Now, this is for 6 months. And I should have put that in the time period. This is the 6 months of winter. We have an average of 6 months of winter up here. It's probably closer to 5, but I bill everything on a 6 month schedule. So we have advertising, which would be Facebook ads, mailers, anything EDDM related. Even sometimes shirts can be. Anything that you would use to drive revenue to your business would be considered advertising. 3 years ago, when or no, however long ago it was, when I was still just me, I guess five years ago, when it was just me with a single truck, I spent $1,800 on advertising, and that was mostly Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and then some mailers. So that's probably a somewhat realistic number. Truck payment, I did it at 75 or $750 a month for 6 months. Software, insurance, and then legal, professional, all of these things. Miscellaneous would be things like boots, gloves, if you need a new coat, etc. That's all going to be an expense that is tied to the business because you need it for the business. And then repairs and maintenance, I pulled out the average that we spend on one truck for 1 year. And then your phone, utilities, which would be like internet, so things like that. And then vehicle expenses, and I should make a note of this, that this is mainly fuel and oil changes that we'd spend in the 6-month time period. And that does include a lot of driving around on your own for your own personal thing. But so at the end of this, one truck can realistically over the winter bill out $44,000. We're going to get into that later. At the end of the year, you're going to have profited about 19 grand. That's how I come up with all of this. If you need this, this is an Excel spreadsheet that is found. It's pre-populated on Excel. And I also believe that if you use Mac, which I actually use, Mac Pages or Mac Numbers would have something similar to this that's already made, and you just plug in your numbers. But most likely, if you're starting out, you can relatively easily achieve $44,000 in gross sales and $20,000 in profit ish. And these are going to be your expenses. So what does that mean? Like, why are you telling me all of this? Mostly it's to get you familiar with accounting practices, because those are necessary to know if you're profitable or not. And then also, most likely, if you're new, you don't really know how much to charge, which is why you're here to begin with. And that's what we're going to go into now. So I'm going to pull this over to the side and bring up my notes here. So when you know how much you need to make to break even, and when you know how much you need to make to be as profitable as you want, then you can start bidding your jobs accordingly. Okay. This is where prior industry knowledge will be very helpful. Like if you have plowed for someone else, you're going to have a relatively decent idea on how long it takes to plow a driveway. If you have plowed for someone else, you're going to know like, oh, I fill up my truck like once every snowfall. I do all these things. But pretending you don't know any of these, on average, we can plow 3 to 4 driveways an hour. And we're going to get into route planning later. But so if you can plow 4 driveways an hour, 3 to 4, in a 12-hour day, that would mean that you can plow 48 driveways. I can plow 50 pretty easily because we're really condensed. So I put 50 driveways per snowfall. How you come up with how much to charge from that is very simply you take that you need to bill out $44,000 and you divide that. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So this line here, I know that this is just chicken scratch that's on my computer. If you go to currentresults.com and type in the city that you live in or the biggest city nearest to where you live, it will tell you a 1-inch, 3-inch, 5-inch, and 10-inch 10-year rolling averages for how much snow you're going to get. In Alaska, we get 15 plows a year at 2 inches. What that translates into is 15 times 50 is we can plow 750 times or 750 billing events per year. If we're doing 50 driveways per truck, okay? So 50 times 15 is really what it is. So we know that we need to bill out $44,000. We just divide 44,000 into 50 or 50 into 44,000, and that gives us a price of $58 per plow. I know I'm retyping some of this, some of it's already there. I'm just trying to make it more legible. Knowing that we need to bill out $58 per plow, we pretty much need to charge a $58 minimum, right? Now, if we need to bill 58 driveways per plow, how much does that translate into? Now, we're going to get a little more complicated. So if we can actually bill out $58 times 50, that turns into $2,900 per storm based on 12 hours. So $2,900. So what I want to do is find a per minute price. That's what we're getting at here with all of this. So we have 12 times 60, that is 720. So we're going to take $2,900 divided by 720, and that comes up with $4 per minute, $4.02 per minute that the truck needs to bill out to be profitable. Now that we know that it's $4 per minute or $3 per minute or $2 per minute or whatever it is, when we're going to look at jobs, this will help us bill out the most effectively that we can. Okay, so what I want to do here, just for giggles, I have this bar that you can't see. I need to be able to move it. Okay, we'll move this down to the bottom. So anytime someone calls me for a job or whatever, let's say that they're in this neighborhood. I'm just going to click on this person here. There should be like okay. Yeah. So 992 North Angus Loop. Oops. And then, God damn it. So let's say this is my last driveway that I was at. And the next person calls me and they're across the street at this driveway right here. Okay. So we have 6 minutes of drive time to get to that driveway. And then let's say we have another driveway, just for hypothetical speak, just for the sake of conversation. Let's say that we have another driveway that is up in here. Okay. So we look at the details. God damn it. And we have 6 minutes to get to this one. And it must be 7 minutes to get to this one. So we need to take our 6 minutes in here. Okay. So 6 minutes of drive time plus 7 minutes of plowing plus, yeah, that should work. So we have 6 times plus 7, it's 13 times 4. That puts us at $52. Now we have 7 minutes of drive time for the following driveway. And let's say that driveway is going to take us 13 minutes to plow. That puts us at 20 minutes. And we're going to bill that at $4 a minute. So we're at $80 per plow. This is really all there is to it. Provided that you can keep these times, the per plow time is going to take the most. You're not really going to know like how long to plow if you've never plowed before, but basically this is how I go about it. I've plowed a shit ton of driveways, and I really kind of know how long things are going to take for us to plow. So now that you have that, and you know what you need to bill per minute, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about route planning a little bit. What I use and what I would suggest that you use, see if I can pull it up here. Is an app called Circuit. I don't know if you, hopefully you can see that Circuit Route Planner. What it does is you plug in all of your addresses and it picks the most efficient route for you from any designated start and end point that you outline. And then it will pull up and tell you, okay, so this takes you 6 minutes to get here, plus you input that it's going to take you 5 minutes to plow. So you have 11 minutes total. You have 40 of these. Now you have 440 minutes total time invested into this. Okay. So After you do that, it's important. This is where like route planning and bidding efficiently will get important, because if we come back to Google Maps and let's say you're new, you don't have that many customers, um, and you have your one guy off of North 992 North Angus Loop. These are not my customers. I'm just picking random spots on the map. And another person calls you, and let's say that they're up in this subdivision. Okay. Let's take a look here. So you have 13 minutes of drive time from your last job to your next job. And this driveway is not that big. So let's give it 7 minutes. Um, you're still at 20 minutes total time invested. Most likely someone's going to be able to plow this driveway for 40 to 50 bucks, right? Um, if everyone else is bidding at 40 and you come in at 60, or 60 or 80, because you would be at $80 for this driveway, you're not going to get the job and you're way overcharging. And a lot of small business owners will use the excuse of, well, my time's not free, I have to bill out this much. That's not the customer's problem that you live too far away and you don't have enough customers. Okay. You need to find jobs closer to home is really what it is, or travel to a higher populated area and work in that area for the day and then drive home. When you're advertising, don't advertise, oh, we cover Palmer, we cover Wasilla, we cover Houston, we cover Eagle River, we cover Big Lake, this massive spread out area. And I see this constantly every time the snow falls. We have all the jippos who cover, and I shit you not, they will cover from Houston to Eagle River. Eagle River's up in here. Yeah, right here. This that you see, let's put this in. It's like an hour and a half. Okay, 45 minutes. That's a complete waste of time and it's a complete waste of money for everyone. Okay, because I service all of the valley, but I have multiple trucks doing it. What you see here, I don't ever leave this zone. All of my driveways are in here. I personally plow 67 driveways every time it snows, all in this section right here. Two things that accounts for is, one, I'm way more profitable than most people, because I do that in 7.5 hours. And two, I can offer a cheaper price than all of my competition if I so choose, because I have almost zero drive time. My plow is moving snow 90% of the time, and that's just kind of like why I'm profitable. And also, once you start to take over an area, then you can get more jobs in that area and you can be cheaper and still remain at the same level of profitability, or still charge full market rates and you just make such a stupid amount of money. It's stupid. Okay. So when you're marketing for this, you really need to just focus on, we service Palmer and Palmer only. You could use marketing materials such as, instead of dealing with a guy who's strung out all the way across the valley, we service just this area to provide the best amount of service, and or something of that nature. Okay. That's what I would do. But what do I know? Now, after you have your route planned and you know how much you need to charge, what comes after that? This is very important. Let's drop this back down. We'll go back to the P&L. How you should bill your customers, whether it's a per push price or a monthly or a seasonal or whatever that is. Okay. Oops. Let's get this out of the way here. So we'll bring this. There we go. Bring this P&L back up. So when we look at this, what I'm trying to figure out at the beginning of every season is, how much money is it going to cost me to operate for the winter, pretending it doesn't snow at all? Okay. So I don't need to spend money on advertising, but the things I do need to spend money on is my truck payment at $4,500. I'm going to add this up as we go. Our software at $600. Our insurance at 2,400. Legal, professional, miscellaneous. Let's see. So basically all of this except fuel. So let's take 24,000. It's 9,000. Okay, so we have $15,000 worth of fixed expenses for the winter, give or take. Okay, so to avoid going bankrupt in the event that it doesn't snow at all, what I can do is I can divide the 15,000, and let's divide that into 6 months. Actually, let's do 5 months. So we have $3,000 a month in fixed expenses going out the door. Let's go here. Even if it doesn't snow at all. Okay. Now, the fuel, you're going to have some fuel cost regardless, just from bidding and checking sites and all of that. But I'm just not going to include that for the sake of this video. Again, none of these numbers are necessarily accurate for you. They're not accurate for me. They're just numbers I pulled out of my ass. Okay. So we have $3,000 a month in fixed expenses. How can we mitigate our risk on this winter via our billing process? The two main ways are selling. So the two ways of billing are per push billing and seasonal. And when I say seasonal, I mean seasonal or monthlies. Okay. So in its truest form, per push billing is every time you go plow, you send them a bill. Seasonals, if you sell them a season contract, they give you one check at the beginning of the year or the end of the year or the middle or whatever the contract dictates, and you cover it no matter what, whether it snows a lot or none. Monthlies are a seasonal that are billed over a certain amount of months period, usually for 5 or 6 months. Okay. Now, for the sake of residentials, I'm going to call anything with a fixed price seasonal for the sake of this particular conversation that we're having, anything that's not per push or per application. Okay. So the way that this would work is for us in Alaska, we have an average of 15 snow events a year that are 2 inches or more, basically what I would call plowable or what our contract dictates. So we have 15 events. Lost my train of thought. Okay. And we need $3,000 a month or $15,000 a year in fixed seasonal income. Okay. I sell driveways monthly. Maybe we get more snow than you do in your area. So it's really easy to send them a bill for $150 a month for 5 months and we're all taken care of. However, that looks, if you live in an area with very little snow, and your seasonal is going to end up being $300 or $400, it's probably easiest to just collect all of that money up front, or midway through the season or something like that. But that's kind of up to you on if you want to bill monthly or if you want to send out one bill. But that's irrelevant. So if we have $15,000 a year that we have to cover no matter what, what we need to do, what is the math for this? God damn it. Take 15,000. Oh, 15. God, I should have figured this out before I recorded this video. Shit. $15,000 divided by 15 events. That comes up with $1,000 per event. Okay. And $1,000 divided by 58 is 17. Okay. Sorry. So according to this math, we have $1,000 per event, which translates into 2.5 over 6 months. Oh no, and this was over. Okay. What am I going wrong here? Okay. I don't know why I'm struggling with this. Sorry. Sorry, I'll just back up slightly. To come up with your seasonal price, what you do is you take your per push price and you multiply it by however many snow events you're going to get. Sometimes I'll add like one or two just to cover myself on a heavy snow year. Okay, so we have our per push price of $58 times 15 or 16. That's $870 a year, right? Now, if you want to build that out over 5 months, that's 175 or 174. We'll call it $175 a month. Okay. Now we need to cover $3,000 a month, build out over 5 months to cover all of our expenses. Okay. So we're going to take 3,000 a month and we're going to divide it by 175. And that comes up with 17 driveways that are billed monthly or billed seasonally to cover our expenses. So every beginning of the year, when you're going out to sell, you need to start off with the first 17 to 20 or 30 or 40 or whatever amount of driveways I need to bill monthly. Okay. Or I need to sell them monthly. I don't give them a choice when I'm bidding jobs. They call me, they say, "Can I get a quote for snow removal?" I say, "Yes, your driveway is $200 a month for 5 months, build out over 5 months for all of your snow removal, unlimited snow removal." Once I hit my 17, my 20, my 300, my 500 driveways, whatever number I need to get to, then I will take a look at my books and say, do I want more per push driveways or do I want more monthly driveways? The goal here is 50-50 because I want to make money no matter what. Okay. And most importantly, the more it snows, the higher your costs are going to be to complete that snow removal. So you need to look at how much do I personally want to profit per snow, and how much do I need to make? How much does it cost me to operate? So if it costs you $300 in fuel and maintenance and all this other bullshit, or like whatever you want to call it, you need to then, after you have your first 17 driveways that are paying you monthly, you now need 6 driveways, 5 driveways that pay you per push. Okay. So as we're growing our account amount and our account values and our contract values, we're keeping it constrained to this covers my expenses. This covers my overall year fixed expenses. And then this next segment covers my my per push expenses. Okay. So if we're basing this off of doing 50 driveways, let's say we're doing 20 of them that are billed monthly, and 5 of them or 10 of them are billed per push. Let's do 5 of them billed per push. So here we have, let's say, 3,200 a month. Yeah, and this is 300 per push. So this is going to cover all of your expenses on both ends. From here on out, you have half your driveways in. You can bill any way that you want, and it's all profit. It's just how much do you want? If you get a heavy snow year, do you want to make more money? Or if you get a light snow year, do you want to know that your mortgage is still paid? That's completely up to you. And this is where the 50-50 comes in. Okay, so 50 driveways build monthly, 25 driveways build monthly, 25 driveways based off of 50 per year build per push. Most likely you're going to be covered. But once you run this math for yourself, you can tell, okay, I'm willing to take more risk in exchange to make more money and take more of them as per push, as long as all of my fixed costs are covered. Okay. That's really all there is to it. I'm going to cut this video off now because we've kind of touched on a lot of the things that I wanted to go into. I'm going to show you one of our routes here in circuit. So this is what it looks like I don't know if you can see it even. Yeah. So this is one of our kind of snow routes. You just type in all of the addresses for it, and then you click done or whatever, and then you can build from there. So that's really it. That's all you need to know about snow. Um, Actually, we should probably touch on what software you need to be using. If I were you, I would use. You need some sort of field management software. There's House Call Pro, Service Fusion, and a bunch of these others. What I use is Jobber. You can look into this for yourself. This is not a paid endorsement. I don't really give a shit if you use them or not. But this is just like they have a snow removal section of their business. If you sign up for this, it has, all of your invoicing, scheduling. They have route planning, but I don't use their route planning. I still use Circuit, invoicing, and anything else. You can save someone's card on file or however you want to go about it. That's all route planning, and and uh, and how to go about billing your jobs. Um, Sorry, this was kind of long. Feel free to skip ahead to whatever you want, though we're about it to the end. I'm gonna make some more videos on this. I'll probably take you on a drive around. And in fact, you should just tell me what you want to learn about snow in the comments. Let me know. Um, because I want to be actually helpful. I just don't want a bunch of bullshit videos like everyone else has. If there's something that you want to learn about, tell me, and I will. If I have an answer to it, I will just help you with it. Okay. So whatever you need, just let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this now, and we'll just carry on about our day. And hope you guys have a great day. If you could subscribe, that'd be cool. Okay, bye.